brewing for 6 years total, and then I guess you could call it professional if you want, but for 3 years with the pub. And then I'm still an active home brewer as well. I find it's a great hobby, as well as what I do for a living. I was actually living in Tacoma, Washington, Pacific Northwest, Washington State, and I was 20 at the time. I know I was familiar with beer at that age, but when I turned 21, I was just exposed to a different beer culture than kind of what's going on here. The craft beer revolution was already taking off, and when I was first able to go buy beer, I was just exposed to so many different, the craft beer revolution, and I actually accredit the region with getting me into it, the West Coast, because I actually think the trend, I mean, we're 5 years behind what's going on over there. It's only been emulating here in Texas as well as some other states, kind of what's been going on. Yeah, I got into the scene from the region, and then, what is it, I was skateboarding a lot. I still skateboard, but I had my first serious injury when I was 21, and yeah, I had my first injury when I was 21 years old or so, and I wasn't able to skate for like 9 months or 6 months, I can't remember. And I was sitting down and I picked up Charlie Capazian's Joy of Homebrewing, because I literally one day said, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna brew some beer, and then just never stopped. And I had my first batch brewed, I believe, when I was 21 years old. And then, yeah, I just never stopped. Got the itch. It really depends on my mood. So many different styles and variations, even recognized styles, like your typical American Pale Ales, your IPAs, your stouts, your porters, even kind of ambers and reds, and then even in the realm of, you know, those generic recognized styles or sub-styles like sweet milk stouts or dry stouts, red IPAs, white IPAs, black IPAs, session IPAs, double IPAs, American IPAs, like all in the realm of IPA. But my favorite style of beer to drink is, I'm a big fan of just good old hoppy American beers. I do have an appreciation and a palate for Belgian farmhouse and Saison type of styles of beer. Our Saison is very traditional, but even in the realm of Saison, you know, sour Saisons, fruit-forward Saisons, Saisons with kind of Brettanomyces, barnyard character. You'll find those a lot in my fridge. A lot of IPAs and kind of some wild farmhouse beers, but asking me what my favorite style of beer is like asking me what my favorite kid is, because I enjoy them all. It's tough. Man, that's really hard to answer, but big beer I'm fascinated by, kind of drives me, is one of the pioneering beers that created the IPA craze, and that's Russian River's Blind Pig IPA. It was one of the first commercially produced big hop forward American beers, and whenever I see it on draft, it strikes me as a classic, and I can't get enough of it. But that question in itself, I mean, it'll all jump back down to styles. Yeah, like, I mean, my favorite Belgian beer is Orval. It's so unique and different from every other Belgian beer, let alone Trappist beers. I'm trying to think, I mean, everyone likes Saison Dupont. I'm trying to remember these breweries near the San Francisco area, but it's called St. Darius. They had a Saison, it's just amazing. Moxon's Ales, Oregon, everything from them is a big fan. Cascade, Pacific Northwest, anything Russian River is pretty awesome. Big Belgians, but there's so many that I can't really name what the one is.
Yeah.
But there's beers that when I see them, they strike me in blind taste. A beer that whenever I see it, I'll always order. You know, I love all the flavors and aromas and how much different profiles you can get just from water, hops, barley, yeast. You know, just that. My brewing at home or even here, I like to call it, I'm not like a oatmeal raisin cookie brewer. You know, you guys, they'll have like a peanut butter and jelly stout or cream brulee or some shit. But I'm really into water, hops, barley, and yeast, and I'm especially fascinated by hop profiles. And there's so many varieties of hops alone. And when you start blending the hops, you can create such complex, piney and floral different notes. I mean, from resinous and danky to tropical and fruity to grassy and piney. Like, I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. But then even when you do a beer with one hop variety, it's educational, and it's also it's really cool to see what all those flavors a hop can provide a beer in of itself versus, you know, throwing 20 varieties in one beer. So that all leads to that, yes, I like to brew IPAs a lot. But my house IPA is really modest. I'm constantly playing with different combinations of dry hops and flavor hops, as well as even in the realm of, you know, what kind of bittering you want, something kind of pungent and sharp, or clean and bitter. It's mind-boggling to me and fascinating. So I do like to brew American IPA. Well, Charlie Papazian wrote RDWHAB, and if you're stressing about brewing, you shouldn't brew. Everyone's done it that brews. Everyone stresses. Everyone worries. But Charlie Papazian writes, you know, RDWHAB, which stands for Relax, Don't Worry, Have a Hunger. Did I say that? RDWHAHB. And it's basically, I mean, it's supposed to be fun. I mean, you shouldn't stress about, you know, is this 5 gallons of beer going to be amazing, or is it going to suck? Because you'll do both. But if you're going to start worrying, what's the fun in it? Because I have a lot of homebrewing friends and I'm still a homebrewer. You know, I have friends, you know, text me questions. I put this hop in here. You think that's okay? And all this shit. And I'm just like, dude, it's your blank canvas. You can throw the paint on it however you like. I might say that's a great idea. I might say it's a bad idea, but it's not one for me to hinder someone else's creative ability. I just say go for it, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be a beer. And what's wrong with that? But homebrewing is relaxing. Maybe the first, because I'm self-taught, or I was self-taught, and when you're sitting there with having a boil over on your apartment kitchen stove, burning sugars everywhere, and you're looking at your Charlie Papazian Joy of Homebrewing, and you're just like, oh my god, and you're trying to time a boil and add your hop additions right, and then learning how to chill wort is always a fun learning process. But I know my system so well. Brewing it's pretty easy, laid back, and I just kind of hang out in the garage, go inside, pour beer, and go make some beer. And I mean, like I said, you'll get the good and the bad, but you'll be amazed about how good a beer you can brew at home. And I still love it. I'm actually upgrading my system to where I can produce more with less work. So I'm excited for that. Oh yeah, Banjo is my brew dog. She was actually featured in, I think it was October, November issue of 2012 Zimmergy, the American Homebrewers Association Journal. There's an article of me and her. She's sitting there laying right by the boil kettle, nice warm spot, helping me brew. I've had Banjo now 2.5 years, going on 3, and I think every single brew day I've had since then, she's been there. So for almost half my brewing career, she's been around, which is kind of cool. Brewing without her wouldn't be the same. She loves wort, unfermented beer. She loves beer. She loves grain.
Oh, clean up after.
Oh yeah, but you can't give her hops. Hops are bad. She likes every part of the brewing process. She'll actually, on the big system, she'll actually, every day when we mash in, she jumps up on the motherboard with me and we mash in. You know, I actually take pride. I use glass at home to ferment, and I've never broken a glass carboy in my life. I've been around one, but oh man, I have a lot of funny stories. Murphy's Law, whatever goes wrong, and this is in terms of home brewing. This has happened at the brew pub as well. I mean, we've had whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and you better fucking learn how to fix it. Should I cuss or not? I don't know. Alright. But, oh, what is a good one at home? I mean, I've had one where, you know, pump fails, and then you gotta jerry rig a gravity system. I've had, one time I used to use an immersion chiller, so you actually had a device you put in your wort and chill it, and then remove the device, and then you rack your chilled wort into a fermenter. I remember one time, and these were the days, like I'm now like an hour-long boil is so quick. I remember like when I first started brewing, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm only 30 minutes in. This boil's taking forever. And I remember like, you know, at the end of brew day, I'd be kind of tired. One time I had some friends come over, and I think I was brewing some sort of blonde beer, like a Belgian blonde or something, maybe a triple. And I think everything went pretty smooth. I don't remember, but I had to siphon out of my boil kettle into my fermenter, and I had some friends come over. And just finishing up brew day, so I was like, yeah, stoked. Can't wait to drink this. And I go outside, I start siphoning my wort into a fermenter, and since I didn't have an oxidizing stone or oxygenation kit, I used to actually clip my hose up high, so it would actually aggressively fall my fermenter to kind of oxygenate and agitate it. And I went outside for a beer, I was racking in, and then I guess my clip fell off, and the hose just fell off with it. And then I was outside drinking a beer, and I just all over a linoleum kitchen tile floor, like 4.5 gallons of wort, just sticky syrup mess just everywhere. It just sat there and siphoned on the floor, and I was so pissed off. And I had all my friends over, so I like mop it up real quick, and like everyone's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "It's great. It's gonna do. Yeah, it's cool." And then I had like a carbo with like a gallon and a half, and they're like, "That's not very much." I was like, "Yeah," and just like went in my room. Didn't say anything of it. I was so pissed and disappointed in myself. But at the time, I kind of had more of an open schedule because I was in school. And the next day, I just repeated the exact same recipe and then filled up that fermenter. But that was one of the biggest messes I've ever had. Never had bottle bombs, surprisingly. But you over prime your beer and bottle it, so it's in the bottle and there's so much carbonation the bottle explodes, or the cap pops. Yeah, it happens in Breaking Bad. Hank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bottle bombs. But oh yeah, that was probably one of that was a shit show. 50. Yes, yeah. But my system is pretty labor non-intensive, but I'm a dedicated home brewer. But when you're doing a 10-gallon batch, and if you're doing gravity, you gotta have a friend help you. And also, in Texas, it's really hard to learn how to chill your wort, because a lot of these guys try to chill your wort with the groundwater. You have 200-degree wort, and the groundwater's coming out at 85 degrees in the summer. It's like, you can't really knock it out colder than that. You want to be in the 68, 70s, but the big one is, and I think difficult for homebrewers that guys need to focus on is really learn your system. So everyone's efficiencies are different. If I was going to replicate a beer on someone else's system, it wouldn't be the same, really. So get to know your gear and utilize it to the best. Figure it out. Because if you have low efficiencies, you might think you're like, oh, well, I'm not doing this right, but maybe you can just adjust your recipe, add a little more grain to gain whatever gravity you're looking for, or fix your mash tun or something. I don't know. Anything, but just learn your system and get it down. And that's kind of difficult, but any dedicated and great home brewer will tell you they know their system like the back of their hand. Have everything in the right spot. Go for it. It's the best. It's the best. And be clean. Clean and sanitary. And don't be lazy. Don't be like, I'll clean that fermenter tomorrow. It's going to dry up and get gross, and then it's going to be an hour and a half cleaning it instead of 10 minutes. But I always say go for it. San Marcos is actually getting its first homebrew shop on the square. I'm excited to see what that does for the local community around here, especially what happens up here when they come to the pub. Because people are interested in homebrewing. I know they're interested in locally crafted beer, especially coming and seeing an operation like this. It's not overwhelming. It's not like a brew factory or a production brewery. It's a brew pub. And people can, you can see our entire operation like right here. So I think that's pretty cool. But I just recommend it for everyone. I started young, or I consider starting it young.